Hey everybody, it's Booktubeathon Day 5, and today's video challenge was to do a class reading list where you basically choose a reading list that you would give to a class that you would be teaching or that you would be in on any subject that you want. And you also need to include a book that is on your TBR for the Booktubeathon. And at first I had a different idea. I had a completely different idea of what I wanted to do it about. And then I changed my mind. And this topic would actually would use 3 of the books that are on my TBR. So the topic that I decided to choose is about life and death. Teaching about just things in general on that. And there are honestly a lot of books that could go into this because there's lots of books that have a bit of life and death in it. But I wanted to focus on the ones that have a lot. Like it's a big part of the plot and the story, at least in my opinion. So I will start off with the first book that I would put in that list that I'm reading right now, which is Charlotte's Web. And for this, from the beginning, the first big part of the book is when she saves Wilbur from dying because he's a runt. And then obviously towards the end of the book, more about the story of Charlotte and her death and passing, and just how life, like how everything kind of goes full circle. And I honestly, I'm trying to remember, I haven't read this one in a while. I really just like quickly picked up a couple books because I wanted to hurry up again. I feel like this book trip I'm always hurrying up. But yeah, I feel like just remembering about this book, that was a main theme, was life or death, and how Wilbur was saved from death, and then Charlotte kind of just like accepts it. She's like at peace with it, like this is just part of the cycle. And then she leaves her kids for Wilbur to take care of, and then they go on. So it's just like cycle, life, and death. I think this would be a really good one to start off with. And then the second book that is in my TBR for the Booktubeathon, which I'm also reading right now, is 90 Minutes in Heaven by Don Piper and Cecile Murphy, which, as I corrected myself in the description of my TBR video, this is based on a true story of a Baptist pastor who passed away in a car accident in Texas and was dead for 90 minutes, and then he came back to life. And he basically talks about his experience in heaven, and the part that he's now talking about what happened after he came back to life and all the struggles that he's going through to stay alive. So this is obviously very big on life and death, kind of questioning what happens after death. When a person comes back from an accident and they're that hurt, is it worth it for them to continue living, or do they want to just, like, he's questioning, like, he's constantly saying, why am I here? Why did you send me back? Well, I just wanted to stay with you in heaven through God, and then the power of prayer and all that. So this is obviously also really big about life and death. And then another one, this one actually might be a little bit less focused on life and death, but I kind of want to recommend it anyways because it's a little bit, it still touches on it. It's The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. She is a woman, I read this for school, just briefly. She is a woman from the 1950s who had cervical cancer and whose cells were removed and taken to be used in developing treatments to different kinds of diseases because those cells would multiply very quickly and they were very easy to multiply and keep a good stock of, and they have been very important to curing a lot of diseases. But the catch is that they did that without her knowing and her family knowing for several years. And I think that this would work for that challenge because it's it's more of an ethical question about, like, how would you go about in that kind of situation when that person has passed away? How do you, like, honor them and respect them, especially back in that time? So this one is a little bit less about life and death, but I feel like it raises good questions about how do we respect people that have passed on in that kind of a situation. And, like, maybe also actually having cancer that's a big like life or death topic, because hopefully you make it out, but then some people don't make it out, they pass away. So just the topic of cancer and then all the treatment that she goes through and all the pain. It's kind of like going towards death, that kind of thing, like what could cause it. This is kind of a grotesque subject that I've chosen, but I just saw it in my TBR list, and I'm also going to mention right now, I don't have the copy with me, but Juniper Lemon's Happiness Index, obviously the third one in my TBR for the booktubeathon, hugely about life or death, basically just going through and talking about Juniper's grieving her sister's passing, and you go into the nitty-gritty of it, and it's that book goes more about what happens with the family after the person that has died has left them behind. How do they deal with it? How do they best honor her? So that's also really, really a good book for that. And then another one, which is my favorite, which has been in one of the video challenges already, is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. Biggest thing about this is that the narrator is death, which is really, really interesting. So you get glimpses of how death goes about doing his job, and how there's so much death in World War II. Yeah, this is really obvious. It's also historical fiction, but this is really, really big about life and death as well, and it's really good. So this goes, yeah, this is more like actual death itself, focusing on that. So, and then like I guess runner-ups that I could have also put, honestly, like there's so many books, and this is like a spoilery video because I don't want to, I feel like I'm going to be spoiling a lot of things, people that haven't necessarily read these books. But, so then I guess I won't, but there's a couple of books that I'm seeing. Yeah? I'm filming right now. Yeah, I'm filming right now. Sorry. Okay. I'm almost done. But yeah, I don't want to spoil them all, but like books about World War II that I have, like this one, All the Light We Cannot See. I'm not going to spoil anything, but obviously it's a book about World War II. There's death related in that. And I think the rest I'm going to not say, just because I don't want to spoil things too much. But there's a couple more. There's a contemporary book and other ones that do that. But my main ones were these. So Charlotte's Web, 90 Minutes in Heaven, The Immortal Life of Henrietta, The Book Thief, and Juniper Lemon's Happiness Index. So honestly, whenever I found about this challenge, I thought it was going to be really hard. Actually, not that bad. I would like to teach this class because I really, really love these books, and it'll be really interesting. For the reading, I don't know why I feel like very slumped because it's so hot outside. We just got back from outside, and it's ridiculous right now. So as far as for my reading that I've been doing, I've done really well. I finished Divergent, which you can see is one of the thickest books that I had on my TBR for this readathon. I started the reading sprint. I did a Twitter reading sprint last night from, it was like 12 to 3, or 12 to 2 a.m. for me. And then it continued a little bit after that. Went to bed, got up this morning, read a bunch more. And then I did another reading sprint for me it was 12 to 3 in the afternoon. So I was able to finish this, so I read the book. Then there's, as you can see, bonus materials inside, so I read the bonus material. And then I read the first 2 chapters for the second book, which is Insurgent. So I got Divergent and then a little bit of extra read. And now, yeah, like I said, I'm trying to work on Charlotte's Web and 90 Minutes in Heaven. Charlotte's Web for whenever I'm outside, because this is the book I want to read outside. Then 90 Minutes in Heaven when I'm inside, which I already started, so that's not bad. And so yeah, I have these 2, Walk the Edge and Alice's Adventures in Wonderland to read, so I still have 4 books, and we're already on day 5. So wish me luck. I'm also going to be busy this weekend, so I hope that all works. I really want to have read all 7 books, and I still want to do the video challenges and the Instagram challenges, and I'm just putting the pressure very high for myself. But I'm still having fun. Really glad I'm getting all this reading done. loving the enthusiasm and everybody participating. It's super cool. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little list, and I hope that inspired you to read some of these books, even though they deal with life and death. I guess they're not necessarily the happiest books to read, but if you're in that mood to be kind of inspired on some level, I don't know how inspiring that is. Anyways, if you're in the mood to read this kind of thing, those are all really good books to read. Thank you for watching. Hope your reading's doing really good. And I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. So, bye. Thanks for watching.